pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary?
If the exporters that they...
I'm not going to waste my time having you go,
I love being turned on to new members of Congress that before yesterday, for instance, I didn't know about. Mark Pocan is his name. I had to write it down like sounds like Spokane. Mark Pocan sounds like Spokane. A Wisconsin Democrat who had Scott Bessent before him in committee yesterday and absolutely laid bare the panic that is now within the Trump administration and its highest level officials trying to justify Donald Trump's destruction of the American economy and of our relationships with our trade partners. Asking him the most simple question that could be asked of a Treasury secretary. This isn't some dipshit they found on the street to testify before the committee. This is the Secretary of the United States Department of the Treasury being asked, who pays the tariff? Who pays the tariff? Who is it? Who is it? And Scott Bessent's answer, really, I'll do a little impression here. It's this. Congressman. I mean, at the end there, I exaggerated just a little bit, but just a little bit. What this should tell you, what you should take away from this, I think, is that Scott Bessent knows better, obviously educated, obviously well-trained, obviously understands what is taking place with the United States economy that's directly related to Donald Trump's tariffs. We've seen the markets collapse. He knows, yet because he can't just answer the simple question that all of us can answer, because it'll offend the dear leader, he has to, he doesn't know what to say. It's a beautiful moment. The full clip's like 3.5 minutes. I'm not going to play all of it. I'm going to start playing it and then we'll just cut it when I think it's enough. But it is a beautiful thing when Democrats are able to, under the authority and power that given them by the Constitution of the United States and the design of our government being a co-equal branch of government, holding administration officials accountable for the damage that's being done. Watch Mark Pocan, like Spokane, watch Mark Pocan absolutely decimate the Secretary of the Treasury using but one simple question.
So my concern is on the tariffs. Who pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary? No. Answer the questions I asked, please. I only have 5 minutes. Who pays tariffs?
Sorry, well...
Who pays tariffs?
Sorry,
Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr. Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question.
Well,
He wants to answer other questions.
Well, Congressman, if the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they, if... I think what you're trying to get me to say...
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
It's a very complicated question.
Reclaiming my time. People pay tariffs, right? Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time. You clearly aren't going to answer. I'm not going to waste my time having you go, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Chairman, I asked reclaiming my time. Mr. Chairman, and I asked to reclaim my time. Did I not? No, I said reclaiming my time because he's clearly not answering it. So, yeah, so as a small business owner, and unfortunately I'd like that time back since you failed to recognize me for 30 seconds. So I just recently from one of my suppliers got the tariff surcharge on things. And in addition to the tariff surcharge, guess what else got raised? American-made walnut plaques. That has nothing to do with tariffs, but companies take advantage and do that. So right now, we are getting screwed right and left because of the indiscriminate use of tariffs. That's the reality for Main Street. And you go off to Beverly Hills for private investor conferences and talk about crazy Ivan theories. Answer that. What is the crazy Ivan theory of tariffs that you mentioned at the summit?
Well, first of all, sir, I've had meetings with more than 50 small lenders. So I want to clarify that. I would also say that in game theory, strategic uncertainty, of which you seem to like the name Crazy Ivan.
Well, it's your words, correct? Didn't you use Crazy Ivan at the
Well, you've used it 5 times. And
that's the question, Mr. Chairman.
I am saying this strategic uncertainty is part of negotiations. Should we say, here's what we'll accept. Please take this.
Okay, I've got your answer. Thank you. I'm going to reclaim my time again. So for a small business, we don't have that luxury, right? When the ports are empty in California and we can't get goods and people are stocking up for Christmas goods, Crazy Ivan is great for, please don't take this offense, really rich people like you. But for people like me, it's not, right? That's what makes small businesses fail. That's what makes people lose their jobs. That's what makes the stock market tank. So I'll ask one more time, who pays tariffs?
Sir, the history would show that it is a complicated mix of who pays the tariffs over various times.
So that's exactly the problem. If your answer, and you are a very educated person, you have a very impressive bio, cannot answer the question who pays tariffs because you won't answer that, and you say it's a complicated issue. It's not complicated. Consumers pay Trump's tariff tax. That's the reality. And I'll yield back, Mr. Chairman, but I do think next time if I ask to yield back, I would appreciate having my time yelled back.
Well, I know I said I was only going to play a minute or so, but it was just too good. One, there's a lot of things at play there that the chairman is not allowing him to have extra time. He's saying, I reclaim my time, 4 or 5 times, and then he's not allowed that. While the Secretary of the Treasury refuses to answer the simplest question of all time: who pays a tariff? The importer ultimately pays that tariff and then passes that price increase, that cost increase, onto the end user consumer. That's how it works. If I am selling coffee mugs, I don't know where Yeti is made, but if I'm bringing this in and it's made in China, I import 10,000 of these. And if they're at $10 each and there's 125% tariff, then all those extra dollars get added on. I pay the government, and then I pass that extra cost onto the consumer when I sell it in the American market. That's it. It's not a complicated question based on when it happens or whatever the timeline is or what other dipshittery he's trying to pass off. It's simple, and he knows it. He's the Secretary of the Treasury. He's worth nearly $500 million, probably more. He knows. We need more of this type of energy being brought in committees by Democrats to the administration. Absolutely, without doubt. If you're watching, or if you're out there, share this on social media. We need more items like this being communicated to members of Congress of how to do their job. Be a Mark Pocan in a Congress filled with Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumers. Be a Mark Pocan. Be a Jasmine Crockett. Be an Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Be a Bernie Sanders. Be someone, and there's many others, it's not just them, but be someone who actually moves the needle relative to messaging and communicating to the American people, of lighting a fire under the motivation centers of human beings who want to make this world a better place for our neighbors. Anyway, great moment. Actually glad I got to play the full clip. Hope you are too. What do you think? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work. You can become a channel member right here on YouTube. You can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You can follow me on social media. I am @Dollemore, and I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.